Good evening. This is Plain Jane coming at you from my own kitchen in rural Virginia. As usual, hi Margot. As usual, my class of 9-year-olds knew a lot about Schmocialism, even though they didn't know what it was. Maybe they knew more than some of you smart people. Virginia's General Assembly recently celebrated the 400th anniversary of English representative government, a very big deal, but it didn't start out that way. Let's rewind the remote back to Virginia's colonial beginning, which did not look so promising. The kids told me who should have crossed the ocean in 1607 to start a colony in the wilderness. Farmers, masons, lumberjacks, people with important skills like that. Carpenters, but no, that's not who the Virginia Company sent. I once had a parchment list of who came. It read something like this: gentleman, 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 mason, gentleman, gentleman, boy, gentleman. You get the idea. Most of them came to get rich and then to hightail back across the pond with their money. Lots of gentlemen supervisors could handle a quill pen, but not a pickaxe. Even a jeweler came to fashion jewelry from the gold and rubies that were supposedly laying around the beach. And not many farmers came, unfortunately, for the people in Jamestown. In the first years, everything was owned communally. Everyone ate, whether they worked or not. The 9-year-olds knew immediately what would happen in a situation like that. Some people would be lazy and not work, and the other people would get tired of supporting them, and then they would stop working. They might run out of food and important things like firewood, and people would get hungry and they would get sick. Schmocialism leads to scarcity. By the winter of 1609-1610, many were sick and dying. Those who starved didn't remember that winter at all, but others called it the starving time. One kid asked if there had been cannibalism. Even the kids who had been playing with fidget spinners inside of their desks stopped, and all eyes were on the teacher. I said I really didn't think so. After all, I'd been teaching this subject for a while. I never heard of cannibalism in Jamestown. But I saw the teachable moment. I projected my Google search up on the wall. And National Geographic informed us that yes, people ate people in Jamestown. Funny, that wasn't in the 4th grade textbook. They found the jawbone of a 14-year-old girl that was nicked by knives that were used to scrape the last of the meat from her jaw. And a man was burned alive as punishment for killing and then salting away his pregnant wife for later meals. A supply ship later brought food, but of longer lasting effect was Captain John Smith's decree in 1612 that he who does not work shall not eat. That's also in the Bible. I can imagine people griping who died and appointed him boss. That was the end of Schmocialism in Jamestown. The realists and the hard workers were probably high-fiving each other or whatever they did in those days. The colonists began selling tobacco grown on their own land, and the colony survived. The beauty of this ugly example is its small-scale simplicity. Socialism Sounds like a sharing, caring kind of world. Who wouldn't want college paid for? People who don't go to college, that's who. Few truck drivers will cheerfully fork over part of their income to support slackers and students, while they themselves don't have the benefit of a college degree. Wiping out income inequality means taking what you have earned and giving it to someone else, even those that could be supporting themselves. We are told that we should be more like Sweden and Denmark with their democratic socialism, or socialism light. Schmocialism light. And their high middle class taxes. Anybody tell you about that part? For socialism heavy, or communism, we can look to Cuba or Venezuela. None of us would choose to live in poverty and fear of criticizing the government that kept us in that situation. Does anyone really believe that the central planners of a socialist government will live like the rest of us at the same low level as the rest of us? As George Orwell wrote, all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. Socialism requires force and makes us less free. Is that what anybody really wants? Please like, share, subscribe, and argue with me if you like, if you want to.